So Grand Theft Auto 6 and Pssr 2.0 and new surprising PlayStation 6 feature leak. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you still hyped for Grand Theft Auto 6 or not? The game is set to launch later this year on November 19th, hopefully that's the case. We're going to be talking about it and Pssr 2.0, just a bit of a discussion there since we're in 2026 now and both of these things are supposed to release this year. But before then, are you guys still excited for the game? So comment below yes or no if you're still hyped for GTA 6 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, Pssr 2.0 and Grand Theft Auto 6. So we're in 2026. Grand Theft Auto 6 is meant to release this year, and hopefully it does. We also have the next evolution of Pssr set to launch this year as well. Pssr 2.0, according to Moore's Law is Dead, is set to bring a big upgrade to visuals for games in 2026 on PlayStation 5 Pro, and will bring that same level of quality to older titles as well that have released on PlayStation 5 Pro that still have issues using Pssr, which I think one of those, for example, is Silent Hill 2 Remake. This is also not a small upgrade, but a substantial one, where Moore's Law is Dead compared it to the jump between Pssr 3 to Pssr 4 or Pssr 2 to Pssr 3 to Pssr 4. If you see Pssr 4 covered by Digital Foundry, you'd know that this is a pretty substantial jump in image quality. Moore's Law is Dead also claims that this new version of Pssr will use less resources, which is important. He states it uses an updated algorithm that reduces the need for some pieces of input data, decreases the amount of memory used, and shortens the GPU process times. This is great because you'll see with new upscalers that they tend to be more expensive to use, and while they do provide better image quality, you might see the FPS counter be lower than a previous version. To me, this sounds like Pssr 2.0 won't have that issue because Sony wants to improve image quality and maintain performance gains that we've already seen. Now, let's talk about Pssr 2.0 and Grand Theft Auto 6 because I've seen this conversation come up recently, which makes sense since we're in 2026 again. Pssr 2.0 won't be a system upgrade as far as I understand, or maybe they have to do some tweaks on the system to get that going, but it'll mainly be a tool that developers get and implement in those engines that they have, and you'll see those individual games get updated, and that's when we'll see it on our systems. I'd assume Rockstar Games will be one of the first people playing with this tool if they're not already, since clearly Sony would want PlayStation 5 Pro to be the best place to play the game. Now, as I've mentioned before, we won't know how well this turns out until Grand Theft Auto 6 launches. Obviously, if Grand Theft Auto 6 is a CPU-bound game, a CPU-intensive game, and runs at 30 FPS on base PlayStation 5, then the same will be the case for the PlayStation 5 Pro. If the game is more GPU-bound, more graphically intensive versus a CPU, then yeah, there's a chance that the PlayStation 5 Pro could be the only console to offer a 60 FPS mode. I personally think Rockstar will offer a 60 FPS mode on all of these consoles only because 60 FPS has become the standard this generation. It'll be harder for you to find a game that doesn't have a performance mode or runs at 60 FPS versus finding a game that only offers a 30 FPS mode. That's the standard this generation, 60 FPS. So if Rockstar does offer 60 FPS on base consoles, I can see the PlayStation 5 Pro offer maybe more stability in performance, and outside of that, you'll have the best image running the game on PlayStation 5 Pro. If Rockstar implements Pssr 2.0 in Grand Theft Auto 6 and it gets the visual upgrade that we saw from Pssr 3 to Pssr 4, we should be getting a very crisp, clear image running at 60 FPS. Now, the question becomes, when's the first game we're getting this year that's going to support Pssr 2.0? I honestly wonder if it's going to be Resident Evil 9. That's a huge title to start out the year. Sony and Capcom have been close in the past. I'd assume Sony would want to gain Pssr 2.0 support for Resident Evil 9, which drops next month. Then again, I guess we would have maybe heard something by now if that were the case, or maybe we will hear something closer to launch. There's also Saros that launches, or Saros that launches in April. That would be a great game to also use Pssr 2.0 on. I just hope Pssr 2.0 isn't something we're waiting until much later in 2026 to actually see the fruits of that. We'll see how this goes, and if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. And now diving into the final story of the video, the potential PlayStation 6 feature. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, Sony has patented a new technology that would see PlayStation games play themselves with the help of AI. As described in patent documents, Ghost Player would see players call down an AI-generated ghost version of the player character, which would either play out the solution to a particular part of the level or complete it entirely. For example, if a player were stuck on a puzzle in an Uncharted game, the guide mode would seemingly present an AI-controlled Nathan Drake demonstrating the solution before the player did it themselves. The complete mode would simply complete the section for the player. Modes in games that assist with puzzles and combat challenges are common. Many games will allow players to skip encounters or lower the difficulty if they find them too challenging, and puzzle games often include a hint system for those who are completely stuck. So this to me is something I could very likely see showing up on the PlayStation 6. Sony has been on a mission to help / motivate people to finish their games. Game Help was a promoted feature by Sony on PlayStation 5 to essentially have an interactive game guide in the system. You used to have guide books that would release alongside new games. Sony essentially wanted to do the same thing there, but on the system. That didn't work out as well as I guess they hoped it would, but so then Sony announced and introduced the community Game Help, which I personally use, which is literally just other players being recorded when they play certain sections, and you can see that video and it helps you out. That's pretty much it. Unfortunately, this isn't available for every game, which it should be, but when it's there, it's been useful. I personally wouldn't use the AI to finish parts of the game for me unless, I'm on an action replay of a game or something and I just want to get through the puzzles and get back to the action to progress faster. But this is also something some games offer on their own, but this AI feature would be something that could do this across every game. People use walkthroughs, online guides, etc. Sony just wants that to be an easier process and do it right on the system, which I'm personally for. They obviously want you to do it to finish games faster. You finish games faster, you buy more games. That's pretty much it. This will also be beneficial to trophy hunters as well, since I would assume this AI setup could guide those players to unlock those trophies as well, because again, I know people use online guides for those trophies anyways. Of course, let's see how this goes, but you guys let me know if you use walkthroughs or guides when playing games or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "It is upgrade year." Obviously, this is in reference to Pssr 2.0. I'm really excited to see what it brings. I would hope Mark Cerny would do a little video to showcase the differences. Regardless, we'll see how this goes. I'm excited for it. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "It is upgrade year." And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.
How do we get to sand?